People love to say, thoughts become things. Sounds catchy, right? But if that were literally true, half the planet would be millionaires by now. The truth, most people are running on unconscious autopilot, creating realities they don't even want. Quantum physics doesn't just hint at this. It shows that your focus actually shifts what's possible. And Rudolf Steiner's spiritual science. It goes even deeper, revealing that your intention is the hidden architect behind the scenes. Now here's the part. Nobody tells you. Manifestation isn't about sitting in a lotus pose, wishing for a sports car to show up in your driveway. It's a skill, one you can train, sharpen, and actually measure in your life. And in our hyper-connected digital age, it might just be the ultimate life hack for cutting through the noise and designing a reality that's actually yours. So if you've been wondering why your vision board hasn't delivered yet, or if you've ever felt that frustrating gap between what you imagine and what you live, stick around. Because once you understand how science and spirituality dance together, you'll never look at your daily habits, or your reality, the same way again. Most people think science and spirituality live in different worlds, like two neighbors who never talk. But quantum physics and Rudolf Steiner's spiritual science tell another story. They're more like dance partners in a cosmic waltz. Quantum physics shows us that reality isn't a fixed movie reel, it's more like a streaming service, changing based on the observer. Steiner, on the other hand, whispers that human consciousness is the remote control. Together they paint a picture where manifestation isn't woo-woo, but the natural outcome of a finely tuned mindset and intention. Think about it. Quantum experiments reveal that particles can exist in multiple states until they're observed. Steiner's teachings suggest that your thoughts are a kind of spiritual observation, shaping those states into your personal reality. That means the way you wake up, the words you speak, the emotional tone you set. They're not just habits, they're building blocks of reality creation. Someone who wakes up grumbling, they tune into a very different channel than someone who starts their day with clarity and conscious living. Here's a real-world analogy. Imagine you're scrolling in the digital age, bouncing between news, memes, and emails. Each click is a choice, an alignment of attention. In quantum terms, every choice collapses one potential reality into the one you're living. Steiner would say that every click of your inner awareness is a manifestation act. If you want different results in career, love, health, you need to choose differently at the level of thought and feeling before it ever shows up in your feed. And here's where it gets juicy. When science says your attention changes the experiment, and spirituality says your intention shapes your life, we're basically hearing the same truth in different dialects. The next time you set an intention, remember, you're not just daydreaming, you're nudging the quantum fabric itself, which begs the question, if mindset is such a powerful creative force, how do you actually train it to work for you instead of against you? Mindset isn't just positive thinking. It's the steering wheel of your reality creation. Imagine you're driving a car on a foggy road without a clear intention. You're just reacting to what pops up in front of you. But with focused intention, you're plotting a GPS route through the fog. In both science and spirituality, this is key. Quantum physics talks about wave functions collapsing based on focus. And Steiner's view is that your inner posture determines what spiritual currents you attract. Both say the same thing. What you dwell on expands. A practical way to harness this: create a daily intention primer. In the morning, before touching your phone, write down 3 statements in present tense. Like, I'm attracting aligned opportunities in my work. I'm living with conscious alignment, and I'm in flow with abundance. This isn't wishful thinking. It's like tuning your mental radio to a station that plays only your desired outcomes. In a digital age full of distractions, this keeps your mental frequency stable. Here's the kicker. Mindset works both ways. If you focus on fear, lack, or resentment, you manifest situations that match that vibration. You've probably seen this. The friend who always complains about money somehow always has money problems. This isn't magic. It's alignment in action. Steiner would say they're unconsciously manifesting based on unexamined intentions. Quantum physics just calls it a shift in probabilities. Either way, the solution is the same. Shift your focus, shift your life. And here's where it gets exciting. Once you master mindset as a creative force, you start seeing life as a workshop, not a battlefield. Every challenge becomes raw material for reality creation. You stop reacting and start directing, which makes you wonder, if thought is the seed, how do you plant it so it grows into tangible results in both your career and personal life? A thought without action is like a seed left in the packet, full of potential, but never feeding anyone. Science and spirituality agree. Manifestation needs movement. Quantum physics says a probability wave becomes reality when there's interaction, and Rudolf Steiner's spiritual science says intention must be anchored in the physical plane. That's why someone with a brilliant idea who never takes a step will watch others bring similar visions to life. The universe loves clarity, but it also rewards motion. The bridge between vision and reality is strategy. Let's say you have an idea for a wellness brand that blends conscious living and digital age tools. Writing it in your journal is step 1. Step 2. Map out the first 3 actions, maybe researching suppliers, buying the domain name, or posting a teaser on social media. Each move is like hitting refresh on your alignment with that reality. Action not only builds momentum, it tells the quantum field you're serious. And here's the tricky part. Your mindset and intention must stay aligned even when results aren't instant. Steiner would remind you that seeds take time to germinate. If you dig them up every day to check, they'll never grow. In career and personal life, that means avoiding the "why isn't it here yet" spiral. Instead, stay consistent, whether that's making one key call a day, dedicating 20 minutes to learning a new skill, or keeping your network active. Once you start acting on your inner vision, synchronicities happen. You meet the right contact at the right time. A random post sparks the missing idea. An old client suddenly reaches out. Science calls it probability shift. Spirituality calls it alignment. And that raises the next question. In a world that's always buzzing with notifications, how do you keep that alignment steady without being pulled into the chaos of the digital age? We live in a time when your phone can light up more in an hour than your grandmother's house did in a week. The digital age is powerful, but it's also a battlefield for your attention. Science and spirituality agree. Your focus is currency, and where it flows, reality grows. Quantum physics frames it as the collapse of possibilities. Rudolf Steiner's spiritual science sees it as the channeling of spiritual energy. Either way, if your attention is scattered, your manifestation power is diluted. Conscious living here means being the DJ of your own mental playlist. If you start your day scrolling through drama and chaos, you're programming your mindset and intention toward exactly that. A simple manifestation-friendly tweak: replace the first 15 minutes of screen time with practices that anchor alignment, meditation, gratitude journaling, or reading a few pages from Steiner's lectures. In quantum terms, you're setting the wave function before the world tries to set it for you. Practical example, one of my clients set a tech boundary ritual. No work emails after 8 p.m., social media only twice a day, and at least 1 hour daily with the phone in another room. Within weeks, her reality creation shifted. She landed a new contract. Her sleep improved, and her creativity returned. She wasn't just avoiding distractions. She was reclaiming her power to consciously choose what gets her attention. The digital world isn't the enemy. It's a tool. But like any tool, it can either build your dream house or smash your fingers when you blend manifestation principles with mindful tech habits. You're not just surviving the digital age, you're thriving in it. Which brings us to a crucial question. If you wanted to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desires every single day, what simple rituals could make that your default state? Alignment isn't a one-time thing, it's a daily tune-up. Just like a musician warms up before playing, you need to calibrate your thoughts, emotions, and actions so they're all playing the same song. In the lens of science and spirituality, this is about keeping your vibration stable so reality creation flows naturally. Quantum physics calls it coherence. Rudolf Steiner's spiritual science calls it harmonizing your inner and outer worlds. Without it, manifestation feels like rowing against the current. One of the simplest daily practices, morning alignment meditation. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and visualize the version of you already living your desired reality. Feel it in your body. The calm, the excitement, the gratitude. This isn't just daydreaming. In quantum terms, you're locking in the frequency of that reality. Steiner would say you're strengthening your intention so it magnetizes the right circumstances. Done consistently, this becomes your mental home base for the day. Another practical exercise is alignment journaling. Write down 3 desires in present tense, 3 emotions that match them, and 3 small actions you'll take today to move toward them. For example, I'm running my dream business. I feel empowered, creative, and abundant. I'll reach out to 2 potential clients. Post valuable content and study for 30 minutes. This bridges intention with action, keeping your mindset in sync with your goals. Evening reflection seals the cycle. Ask yourself, did my actions match my intentions today? If not, adjust for tomorrow. This habit builds self-awareness, which keeps your alignment sharp. Over time, you stop drifting into autopilot and start living by conscious design. And the more you practice this, the more natural manifestation becomes, which is exactly why the next step is to see how all these insights fit together into one powerful way of living. So, now that you've seen how science and spirituality weave together, how quantum physics backs up manifestation, how Steiner's spiritual science gives it depth, and how daily alignment can turn your intentions into reality, the real question is, what will you do with it? Will you keep letting life just happen? Or will you start crafting it like the masterpiece it's meant to be? Because here's the truth. Your reality is being created right now. Whether you're conscious of it or not, every thought, every scroll, every choice is shaping the movie you're living in. The difference between drifting and directing is mindset, intention, and the daily practices you commit to. So tell me, if you started today, what's the first thing you'd change? What's the reality you'd dare to create if you truly believed the quantum field was listening? If this sparked something in you, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. Let's keep diving deep into the kind of knowledge that can actually change your life and help you live it on purpose.